Count Guido Franceschini by Robert Browning. Thanks, sir. But, should it please the reverend court, I feel I can stand somehow, half sit down without help, make shift to even speak, you see, fortified by the sip of Ætis wine, Velletri, and not vinegar and gall, so changed and good the times grow. Thanks, kind sir, oh, but one sipÄs enough. I want my head to save my neck, thereÆs work awaits me still, how cautious and considerate, not your fault, sweet sir. Come, you take to heart an ordinary matter, law is law, noblemen were exempt, the vulgar thought, from racking. But, since law thinks otherwise, I have been put to the rack. allÄs over now, and neither wrist what men style, out of joint. If any harm be, Ætis the shoulder blade, the left one, that seems wrong the socket, sirs, much could not happen, I was quick to faint, being past my prime of life, and out of health. In short I thank you, yes, and mean the word. Needs must the court be slow to understand how this quite novel form of taking pain, this getting tortured merely in the flesh, amounts to almost an agreeable change in my case, me fastidious, plied too much with opposite treatment, used, forgive the joke, to the rasp tooth toying with this brain of mine, and, in and out my heart, the play the probe. 4 years have I been operated on the soul, do you see its tense or tremulous part, my self-respect, my care for a good name, pride in an old one, love of kindred, just a mother, brothers, sisters, and the like, that looked up to my face when days were dim, and fancied they found light there, no one spot, foppishly sensitive, but has paid its pang. That, and not this you now oblige me with, that was the vigil torment, if you please. The poor old noble house that drew the rags the Franceschini's once superb array close round her, hoped to slink unchallenged by, pluck off these. Turn the drapery inside out and teach the tittering town how scarlet wears. Show men the lucklessness, the improvidence of the easy-natured count before this count, the father I have some slight feeling for, who let the world slide, nor foresaw that friends then proud to cap and kiss the patron's shoe, would, when the purse he left held spider webs, properly push his child to wall one day. Mimic the tetchy humor, furtive glance and brow where half was furious half fatigued. The same son got to be of middle age, sour, saturnine, your humble servant here. When things go cross in the young wife, he finds take to the window at a whistle's bid, and yet demurs thereon, preposterous fool. Whereat the worthies judge he wants advice and beg to civilly ask what's evil here, perhaps remonstrate on the habit they deem ha's given unduly to, of beating her. Oh, sure he beats her, why says John so? Else, who is cousin to George, who is sib to thekäs self, who cooks the meal and combs the lady's hair? What? Ætis, my wrist you merely dislocate for the future when you mean me martyrdom. Let the old mother's economy alone. How the brocade strips saved the seamy side the wedding gown buy raiment for a year? How she can dress and dish up lordly, dish fit for a duke, lambays head and pertinence with her proud hands, feast household so a week? No word the wine rejoicing God and man the less when 3 parts water? Then, I say, a trifle of torture to the flesh, like yours, while soul is spared such foretaste of hellfire, is not. But I curtail the catalogue through policy, a rhetorician's trick, because I would reserve some choicer points the practice, more exactly parallel, having an eye to climax, with what gift, eventual grace the court may have in store the way of plague my crown of punishments. When I am hanged or headed, time enough to prove the tenderness of only that, mere heading, hanging, not their counterpart, not demonstration public and precise that I, having married the mongrel of a drab, am bound to grant that mongrel brat, my wife, her mother's birthright license is as just. Let her sleep undisturbed, the family style. Her sleep out in the embraces of a priest, nor disallow their bastard as my heir. Your sole mistake, dare I submit so, much to the reverend court, has been in all this pains to make a stone roll down hill, rack and wrench and rend a man to pieces, all for what? Why make him ope mouth in his own defense, show cause for what he has done, the irregular deed, since that he did it, scarce dispute can be, and clear his fame a little, beside the luck of stopping even yet, if possible, discomfort to his flesh from noose or axe for that, out come the implements of law. May it content my lords the gracious court to listen only half so patient long as I will in that sense profusely speak, and fie, they shall not call in screws to help. I killed Pompilia Franceschini, sirs, killed too the Comparini, husband, wife, who called themselves, by a notorious lie, her father and her mother to ruin me. There's the irregular deed. You want no more than right interpretation of the same, and truth so far am I to understand? To that then, with convenient speed, because now I consider, yes, despite my boast, there is an ailing in this omoplate may clip my speech all too abruptly close, whatever the goodwill in me. Now for truth. The name of the indivisible Trinity, will my lords, in the plenitude of their light, weigh well that all this trouble has come on me through my persistent treading in the paths where I was trained to go, wearing that yoke my shoulder was predestined to receive, born to the hereditary stoop increase? Noble, I recognized my nobler still, the Church, my suzerain. No mock mistress, she. The secular owned the spiritual. Mates of mine have thrown their careless hoofs up at her call. Oh, forsake the clover and come drag my wain. Oh, there they go cropping. I protruded nose to halter, bent my back of docile beast, and now am wheeled, one wide wound all of me, for being found at the 11th hour the day padding the mill track, not neck deep in grass. My one fault, I am stiffened by my work, my one reward, I help the court to smile. I am representative of a great line, one of the first of the old families in Arezzo, ancientest of Tuscan towns. When my worst foe is fain to challenge this, his worst exception runs not first in rank but second, noble in the next degree only. Not malice a self maligns me more. So, my lord opposite has composed, we know, a marvel of a book, sustains the point that Francis boasts the primacy amid saints, yet not inaptly hath his argument obtained response from yon my other lord in thesis published with the world's applause rather Ætis Dominic such post befits. Why, at the worst, Francis stays Francis still, second in rank to Dominic it may be, still, very saintly, very like our Lord, and I at least descend from a Guido once homager to the empire, not below of which account is proof that, none the line having a single gift beyond brave blood, are able to do aught but give in blood and brain, in house and land and cash, not get and garner as the vulgar may, we become poor as Francis or our Lord. Be that as it likes you, sirs, whenever it chanced myself grew capable anyway of remark, which was soon penury makes wit premature. This struck me, I was poor who should be rich or pay that fault to the world which trifles not when lineage lacks the flag yet lifts the pole. Therefore I must make more forthwith, transfer my stranded self, born fish with gill and fin fit for the deep sea, now left bare-backed in slush and sand, a show to crawlers vile reared of the low tide and a right therein, the enviable youth with the old name, wide chest, stout arms, sound brow and pricking veins, a heart full of desire, Manae's natural load, a brain full of belief, the Noble's lot, all this life, cramped and gasping, high and dry the wave's retreat, the misery, good my lords, which made you merriment at Rome of late, it made me reason, rather muse, demand why our bare dropping palace, in the street where such an one whose grandfather sold tripe was adding to his purchased pile a fourth tall tower, could hardly show a turret sound. Why Beatrice Countess, whose son I am, cowered in the winter time as she spun flax, blew on the earthen basket of live ash, instead of jaunting forth in coach and six like such another widow who ne'er was wed. I asked my fellows, how came this about? Oh he, Jack, the subtleRay's child, perhaps the campais, went to the wars, fought sturdily, took a town owned, got rewarded as was natural. Osh of the coach and six, excuse me there. Oh he, Donaiet, you know the story of her friend? Oh, a clown, dressed vines on somebody's estate. Oh he boy recoiled from muck, liked Latin more, stuck to his pen, and got to be a priest, till one day. Donaiet, you mind that telling tract against Molinos, the old cardinal wrote? Oh he penned and dropped it in the patron's desk. Oh who, deep in thought and absent much of mind, licensed the thing, allowed it for his own. Oh quick came promotion, suum queque, count. He can pay for coach and six, be sure. Let me go, do likewise. War's the word that way the Franceschini worked at first. I'll take my turn, try soldiership. Fought, you? Eldest son and heir and prop the house. So do you see your duty? Here's your post. Heard by the hearth and altar, roam from roof. This youngster, play the gypsy out of doors, owned who keeps kith and kin that fall on us? Stand fast, stick tight, conserve your gods at home. Then, the quiet course, the contrary trade. Had a cousin amongst us once was pope, owned minor glories manifold. Try the church, tonsure, and, since heresies but half slain oven by the cardinal's tract he thought he wrote. A Javi at Molinos. A Javi at a Fule's head. You a priest? How were marriage possible? Other must be Franceschini till time ends. That'es your vocation. Make your brothers priests. Paul shall be porporate, and Girolamo step ord stockinged in the presence when you choose. But save one. Franceschini for the age. Not the vine but dig and dung its root. Not a priest but gird up priesthood's loins. With 1 foot in Arezzo stride to Rome. Spend yourself there and bring the purchase back. Go hence to Rome, be guided. So I was. I turned alike from the hillside zigzag thread of way to the tableland a soldier takes, alike from the low-lying pasture place where churchmen graze, recline, and ruminate, ventured to mount no platform like my lords who judge the world. Bare brain I dare not brag but stationed me, might thus the expression serve, as who should fetch and carry, come and go, meddle and make the cause my lords love most the public weal, which hangs to the law, which holds by the church, which happens to be through God himself. Humbly I help the church till here I stand, or would stand but for the omoplate, you see. Bidden qualify for Rome, I, having a field, went, sold it, laid the sum at Peter's foot, which means I settled home accounts with speed, set apart just a modicum should suffice to keep the villa's head above the waves of weed inundating its oil and wine, and prop roof, stanchion wall the palace so it should keep breath the body, hold its own amid the advance of neighboring loftiness, people like building where they used to beg. Till succored one day, shared the residue between my mother and brothers and sisters there, black-eyed babe Donna this and Donna that, as near to starving as might decently be, left myself journey charges, change of suit, a purse to put the pocket of the groom the chamber of the patron, and a glove with a ring to it for the digits of the niece sure to be helpful in his household, then started for Rome, and led the life prescribed, close to the church, though clean of it. I assumed 3 or 4 orders of no consequence. They cast out evil spirits and exorcise, for example. Bind a man to nothing more, give clerical savor to his laymane's salt, facilitate his claim to loaf and fish should miracle leave, beyond what feeds the flock, fragments to brim the basket of a friend while, for the world's sake, I rode, danced, and gamed, quitted me like a courtier, measured mine with whatsoever blade had fame in fence, ready to let the basket go its round even though my turn was come to help myself. Should Dives count on me at dinner time as just the understander of a joke and not a moderate in repartee. Utrique. Sic peritus, sirs, I said here. In the fortitude of years 15. So good a pedagogue is penury. Oh here wait. Do service, serving and to serve. Owned, in due time. I no wise doubt at all. Auth recognition of my service comes. One next year I am only 16. I can wait. Oh I waited 30 years, may it please the court. Saw meanwhile many a denizen oe. The dung hop, skip, jump o'er my shoulder. Make him wings and fly aloft, succeed, in the usual phrase. Everyone soon or late comes round by Rome. Stand still here, you'll all in turn succeed. Why, look you, so and so, the physician here, my thereÄs lackey's son we sent to school, doctored and dosed this eminence and that, salved the last pope. His certain obstinate sore, soon bought land as became him, names it now. I grasp bell at his griffin-guarded gate, traverse the half-mile avenue, a term, a cypress, and a statue, 3 and 3, deliver message from my Monsignor, with Velletri at lounge the vestibule I am barred from, who bear mud upon my shoe. My thereÄs chaplain's nephew, chamberlain, nothing less, please you, courteous all the same, he does not see me though I wait an hour at his staircase landing atwixt the brace of busts, a noseless Scylla, Marius maimed to match. My father gave him for a hexastitch made on my birthday, but he sends me down, to make amends, that relic I prize most the unburnt end o'e the very candle, sirs, purfled with paint so prettily round and round, he carried in such state last Peter's day, in token I, his gentleman and squire, had held the bridle, walked his managed mule without a titip the procession through. Nay, the official, one you know, sweet lords, who drew the warrant for my transfer late to the new prisons from Tordinona. He graciously had remembrance o Francesc. Ha? O he sire, now how a thing shall come about. O paid me 12 florins above the fee. O for drawing deftly up a deed of sale often troubles fell so thick on him, good heart. Owned I was prompt and pushing. By all means, oath the new prisons be it his son shall lie. Oh anything for an old friend. Oh and thereat signed name with triple flourish underneath. These were my fellows, such their fortunes now, while I kept fasts and feasts innumerable, matins and vespers, functions to no end the train of Monsignor in eminence, as gentleman squire, and for my zeal's reward have rarely missed a place at the table foot except when some ambassador, or such like, brought his own people. Brief. One day I felt the tick of time inside me, turning point and slight sense there was now enough of this, that I was near my 7th climacteric, hard upon, if not over, the middle life, and, although fed by the east wind, fulsome fine with foretaste of the land of promise, still my gorge gave symptom it might play me false. Better not press it further, be content with living and dying only a nobleman, who merely had a father great and rich, who simply had one greater and richer yet, and so on back and back till first and best began the night. I finish in the day. Auth mother must be getting old, oh I said. Auth sisters are well wedded away, our name Ocan managed to pass a sister off, at need. Owned due for dowry. Both my brothers thrive o regular priests they are, nor, hat like, abide o etwixt flesh and fowl with neither privilege. O me spare revenue must keep me in mine. I am tired. A Rizoi's air is good to breathe. O Vitiano, one limes flocks of thrushes there. O a leathern coat costs little, and lasts long. O let me bid hope good-bye, content at home. O thus, one day, I disbosomed me and bowed. Whereat began the little buzz and thrill o'er the gazers round me. Each face brightened up, as when at your casino, deep in dawn, a gamester says at last, "Oi play no more, a forego gain, acquiesce in loss, withdraw o anyhow." Oh, and the watchers of his ways, a trifle struck compunctious at the word, yet sensible of relief, breathe free once more, break up the ring, venture polite advice. Oh how, sir? So scan of heart and hope indeed? Or attire with neither cross nor pile from play? Oh so incurious, so short casting? Give your chance aught a younger, stronger, bolder spirit be like, oh just when luck turns. And the fine throw sweeps all. Oh such was the chorus. And its good will meant oh see that the loser leave door handsomely. Other an ill look. Ætis sinister, spoils sport. Often an old bruised and battered year by year fighter with fortune. Not a penny and poke. Orioles down the steps of our establishment owned staggers on broad daylight in the world. Oin shagrig beard and doleful doublet. Drops owned breaks his heart on the outside. People prate I such is the profit of a trip upstairs. O contrive he sidle forth, balked of the blow obust dealt by way of moral. Bidding down no curse but blessings rather on our heads for some poor prize he bears a tattered breast. A soam palpable sort of kind of good to set over and against the grievance. Give him quick. Whereon protested Paul, go hang yourselves. Leave him to me, Count Guido and brother of mine. A word in your ear. Take courage since faint heart are won. Aha, fair lady, don I it men say? Other soars, there's a right Virgilian dip. Do you see the happiness the hint? At worst, if the church want no more of you, the court no more, and the camp is little, the ingrates, come, count you are counted. Still you ave coat to back, on it cloth of gold and tissue, as we hoped, but cloth with sparks and spangles on its frieze from camp, court, church, enough to make a shine, entitle you to carry home a wife with the proper dowry, let the worst betide. It was just a wife you meant to take. Now, Paul's advice was weighty. Priest should know, and Paul apprised me, ere the week was out, that Pietro and Violante, the easy pair, the sits enough, with stomach to be more, had just the daughter and exact the sum to truck for the quality of myself. Chaise. Young, pretty and rich. You noble, classic, choice. Is it to be a match? A match, said I. Done. He proposed all, I accepted all, and we performed all. So I said and did simply. As simply followed, not at first but with the outbreak of misfortune, still one comment on the saying and doing fought. No blush at the avowal you dared by a girl of age beseems your granddaughter, like ox or ass, are flesh and blood aware? Or heart and soul a chattel? Softly, sirs, will the court of its charity teach poor me anxious to learn, of any way the world, allowed by custom and convenience, save this same which, taught from my youth up, I trod? Take me along with you. Where was the wrong step? If what I gave in barter, style and state and all that hangs to Franceschinihood, were worthless, why, society goes to ground, its rules are idiotes rambling. Honor of birth, if that thing has no value, cannot buy something with value of another sort, you have no reward nor punishment to give the giving or the taking honor. Straight your social fabric, pinnacle to base, comes down a clatter like a house of cards. Get honor, and keep honor free from flaw. Aim at still higher honor, gabble the goose. Go bid a second blockhead like myself spend 50 years in guarding bubbles of breath, soap suds with air the belly, gilded brave, guarded and guided, all to break. At touch the first young girl's hand and first old foule's purse. All my privation and endurance, all love, loyalty, and labor dared and did, fiddle-de-dee. Why, doer and darer both, Count Guido Franceschini had hit the mark far better, spent his life with more effect, as a dancer or a prizer, trades that pay. On the other hand, bid this buffoonery cease, admit that honor is a privilege, the question follows, privilege worth what? Why, worth the market price, now up, now down, just so with this as with all other ware. Therefore essay the market, sell your name, style and condition to who buys them best. Does my name purchase? Had I dared inquire? Your niece, my lord? There would have been rebuff though courtesy, your lordship cannot else on it altogether. Rank for rank may stand. But I have wealth beside, you poverty. Your scale flies up there. Bid a second bid, a rank too, and wealth too. Oh, reason like yourself. But was it to you I went with goods to sell? This time Ætis my scale quietly kissed the ground, mere rank against mere wealth, some youth beside, some beauty too, thrown into the bargain, just as the buyer likes or lets alone. I thought to deal away the square. Others find fault, it seems. The thing is, those my offer most concerned, Pietro, Violante, cried they fair or foul. What did they make away the terms? Preposterous terms? Why then exceed so promptly? Close with such nor take a minute to chaffer? Bargain struck, they straight grew bilious, wished their money back, repented them, no doubt. Why, so did I, so did your lordship, if town talk be true, of paying a full farm's worth for that piece by Pietro of Cortona. Probably his scholar Ciro Ferri may have retouched you, caring more for color than design, getting a little tired of cupids too. theR's incident to all the folk who buy. I am charged, I know, with gilding fact by fraud. I falsified and fabricated, wrote myself down roughly richer than I prove, rendered a wrong revenue, granted all. Mere grace, mere coquetry, such fraud, I say. A flourish round the figures of a sum for fashion's sake, that deceives nobody. The veritable backbone, understood essence of this same bargain, blank and bare, being the exchange of quality for wealth, what may such fancy flights be? Flecks of oil flirted by chapmen where plain dealing grates. I may have dripped a drop o' me name I sell on it, but that I too boast my wealth as they, bring you riches. Still our ancestor was hardly the rapscallion, folks saw flogged, but ere to we know who, were rights of force. They knew, and I knew where the backbone lurked, the writhings of the bargain, lords, believe. I paid down all engaged for, to a doit, delivered them just that which, their life long, they hungered in the hearts of them. To gain incorporation with nobility thus in word and deed, for that they gave me wealth. But when they came to try their gain, my gift, quit Rome and qualify for Arezzo, take the tone the new sphere that absorbed the old, put away Gossip Jack and Goody Joan and go become familiar with the greatness to touch and taste and handled. Now, why, then, they found that all was vanity, vexation, and what Solomon describes. The old abundant city fare was best, the kindly warmth the commons, the glad clap of the equal on the shoulder, the frank grin of the underling at all, so many spoons fire new at neighborly treat, best and best beyond compare. Down to the lall itself the pothouse settle, better such a bench than the stiff crucifixion by my dais under the piecemeal damask canopy with the coroneted coat of arms atop. Poverty and privation for pride's sake, all they engaged to easily brave and bear, with the fit upon them and their brains work, proved unendurable to the sobered sots. A banished prince, now, will exude a juice and salamander like support the flame. He dines on chestnuts, chucks the husks to help the broil the brazier, pays the Jew bioc, goes off light-hearted. His grimace begins at the funny humors of the christening feast of friend the money lender. Then he's touched by the flame and frizzles at the babe to kiss. Here was the converse trial, opposite mind. Here did a petty nature split on rock of vulgar wants predestinate for such one dish at supper and weak wine to boot. The prince had grinned and borne. The citizen shrieked, summoned the neighborhood to attest the wrong, made noisy protest he was murdered, stoned and burned and drowned and hanged, then broke away, he and his wife, to tell their Rome the rest. And this you admire, you men the world, my lords? This moves compassion, makes you doubt my faith? Why, I appeal to sun and moon? Not I, rather to Plautus, Terence, Boccaccio's book, my townsman, Frank Esser Franco's merry tales, to all who strip a vizard from a face, a body from its padding, and a soul from froth and ignorance it styles itself, if this be other than the daily hap of purblind greed that dog-like still drops bone, grasps shadow, and then howls the case is hard. So much for them so far. Now for myself, my profit or loss the matter. Married am I. text whereon friendly censors burst to preach. Ay, at Rome even. Long ere I was left to regulate her life for my young bride alone at Arezzo, friendliness outbroke, sifting my future to predict its fault. O purchase and sale being thus so plain a point, O how of a certain soul bound up, may be, oye the barter with the body and money bags? From the bride's soul what is it you expect? O why, loyalty and obedience. Wish and will to settle and suit her fresh and plastic mind to the novel, nor disadvantageous mold. Father and mother shall the woman leave, cleave to the husband, be it for weal or woe. There is the law. What sets this law aside in my particular case? My friends submit, O guide, guardian, benefactor, fee, fow, fum. Auth fact is you are 45 years old, owner very comely even for that age. O girls must have boys. O why? Let girls say so then, nor call the boys and men, who say the same, brute this and beast the other as they do. Come, cards on table. When you chaunt us next epithalamium full to overflow with praise and glory of white womanhood, the chaste and pure troll no such lies o'er. Lep, put in their stead a crudity or two, such short and simple statement of the case as youth chalks on our walls at spring of year. No, I shall still think nobler of the sex, believe a woman still may take a man for the short period that his soul wears flesh, and, for the sole's sake, understand the fault of armor frayed by fighting. Tush! It tempts onai's tongue too much. Yale say the lawise the law. With a wife, I look to find all wifeliness, as when I buy, timber and twig, a tree I buy the song oe the nightingale inside. Such was the pact. Pompilia from the first broke it, refused from the beginning day either in body or soul to cleave to mine, and published it forthwith to all the world. No rupture, you must join ere you can break. Before we had cohabited a month she found I was a devil and no man. Made common cause with those who found as much, her parents, Pietro and Violante, moved heaven and earth to the rescue of all three. In 4 months a time, the time oe the parents a stay, Arezzo was a ringing, bells in a blaze, with the unimaginable story rife the mouth of man, woman, and child to wit my misdemeanor. First the lighter side. Ludicrous face of things, how very poor the Franceschini had become at last. The meanness and the misery of each shift to save a soldo, stretch and make ends meet. Next, the more hateful aspect, how myself with cruelty, beyond Caligula's had stripped and beaten, robbed and murdered them. The good old couple, I decoyed, abused, plundered and then cast out, and happily so, since, in due course the abominable comes. Woe worth the poor young wife left lonely here. Repugnant in my person is my mind, I sought, was ever heard of such revenge? To lure and bind her to so cursed a couch, such co-embrace with sulphur, snake and toad, that she was fain to rush forth, call the stones oe the common street to save her, not from hate of mine merely, but must I burn my lips with the blister of the lie? The satyr love of who but my own brother, the young priest, too long enforced to Lenten fare belike, now tempted by the morsel tossed him full the trencher where lay bread and herbs at best. Mark, this yourselves say, this, none disallows, was charged to me by the universal voice at the instigation of my 4 months a wife. And then you ask Ossic charges so preferred, oh, truly or falsely, here concerns us not. O pricked you to punish now if not before? O did not the harshness double itself, the hate harden? O I answer a havi it your way and will. O say my resentment grew apace, what then? Do you cry out on the marvel? When I find that pure smooth egg which, laid within my nest, could not but hatch a comfort to us all, issues a cockatrice for me and mine, do you stare to see me stamp on it? Swans are soft. Is it not clear that she you call my wife, that any wife of any husband, caught wetting a sting like this against his breast, speckled with fragments of the fresh broke shell, married a month and making outcry thus, proves a plague prodigy to God and man? She married. What was it she married for? counted upon and meant to meet. Thereby, Oliveo suggests someone, Olov, a little word whereof we have not heard one syllable. So, the Pompilia, child, girl, wife, in one, wanted the beating pulse, the rolling eye, the frantic gesture, the devotion due from thyrsus to ne micro ra. Guido's love, why not provenal roses in his shoe, plume to his cap, and trio of guitars at casement, with a bravo close beside? Good things all these are, clearly claimable when the fit price is paid the proper way. Had it been some friend's wife, now, threw her fan at my foot, with just this pretty scrap attached, oh shame, death, damnation fall these as they may, oh so I find you, for a minute. Come this eve. Oh why, at such sweet self-sacrifice? Who knows, I might have fired up, found me at my post, ardent from head to heel, nor feared catch cough. Nay, had some other friendays, say, daughter, tripped upstairs and tumbled flat and frank on me, bareheaded and barefooted, with loose hair and garments all at large, cried O take me thus. O Duke so-and-so, the greatest man in Rome ought to escape. His hand and heart have I broke bounds, O traversed the town and reached you. Oh then, indeed, the lady had not reached a man of ice. I would have rummaged, ransacked at the word those old odd corners of an empty heart for remnants of dim love the long disused, and dusty crumblings of romance. But here, we talk of just a marriage, if you please, the everyday conditions and no more. Where do these bind me to bestow one drop of blood shall die my wife's true love not pink? Pompilia was no pigeon, Venus a pet, that shuffled from between her pressing paps to sit on my rough shoulder, but a hawk, I bought at a hawk's price and carried home to do hawk's service at the rotunda, say, where, 608 the callow nestlings in a row, you pick and choose and pay the price for such. I have paid my pound, await my penny's worth, so, hoodwink, starve, and properly train my bird, and, should she prove a haggard, twist her neck. Did I not pay my name and style, my hope and trust, my all? Through spending these amiss I am here, Ætis scarce the gravity of the court will blame me that I never piped a tune, treated my falcon gentle like my finch. The obligation I incurred was just to practice mastery, prove my mastership. Pompilia's duty was submit herself, afford me pleasure, perhaps cure my bile. Am I to teach my lords what marriage means, what God ordains thereby and man fulfills who, docile to the dictate, treads the house? My lords have chosen the happier part with Paul and neither marry nor burn. Yet priestliness can find a parallel to the marriage bond in its own blessed special ordinance whereof indeed was marriage made the type. The Church may show her insubordinate, as marriage her refractory. How of the monk who finds the claustral regimen too sharp after the first month's essay? What is the mode with the deacon who supports indifferently the rod o'er the bishop when he tastes its smart full 4 weeks? Do you straightway slacken hold of the innocents, the all unwary ones who, eager to profess, mistook their mind? Remit a fast day a rigor to the monk who fancied Francis a manna meant roast quails, concede the deacon sweet society. He never thought the Levite rule renounced, or rather prescribe short chain and sharp scourge corrective of such peccant humors. This I take to be the Church's mode, and mine, if I was over harsh, the worse the wife who did not win from harshness as she ought, wanted the patience and persuasion, lore of love, should cure me and console herself. Put case that I mishandle, flurry, and fright my hawk through clumsiness in sportsmanship, twitch out 5 pens where plucking one would serve what? Shall she bite and claw to mend the case? And, if you find I pluck 5 more for that, shall you weep oh now he roughs the turtle? There. Oh such was the starting. Now of the further step. In lieu of taking penance in good part, the monk, with hue and cry, summons a mob to make a bonfire of the convent, say, and the deacon's pretty piece of virtue, save the ears o'er the court. I try to save my head, instructed by the ingenuous postulant, taxes the bishop with adultery. Mud needs must pair off with mud, and filth with filth. Such being my next experience, who knows not the couple, father and mother of my wife, returned to Rome, published before my lords, put into print, made circulate far and wide that they had cheated me who cheated them? Pompilia, I supposed their daughter, drew breath first amid Rome's worst rankness, through the deed of a drab and a rogue, was by blow bastard babe of a nameless strumpet, passed off, palmed on me as the daughter with the dowry. Daughter? Dirt oe the kennel, dowry? Dust oe the street, not more, not less, not else but assuredly a Franceschini and my very wife. Now take this charge as you will, for false or true, this charge, preferred before your very selves who judge me now, I pray you, adjudge again, classing it with the cheats or with the lies, by which category I suffer most. But of their reckoning, theirs who dealt with me in either fashion, I reserve my word, justify that in its place. I am now to say, whichever point the charge might poison most, Pompilia's duty was no doubtful one. You put the protestation in her mouth henceforward and forevermore. Avant fiends, who drop disguise and glare revealed your own shape. No longer father mine owner mother mine. Too nakedly you hate whom you looked as if you loved once. Me home, whether true or false, your tale now damns, divulged thus to my public infamy, private perdition, absolute overthrow. For, hate my husband to your heart's content, spoil and prey of you from first to last, who have done you the blind service, lured lion to your pitfall, I, thus left answer for my ignorant bleeding there, should have been remembered and withdrawn from the first the natural fury, not flung loose a proverb and a by-word men will mouth the crossway, in the corner, up and down Orome and Arezzo, there, full in my face, my lord, missing them and finding me, content himself with casting his reproach drop the street where such impostors die. But that husband, what the wonder were, far from casting thus away the rag osmeared with the plague, his hand had chanced upon, sewn to his pillow by locustae's wile, far from abolishing, root, stem, and branch, growth of infectious mistletoe foisted into his stock for honest graft, he, repudiate not, renounce nowise, but, guiding me, maintain my cause making it his own, what other way? Keep my name for me, he call it his, acclaim it of who would take it by their lie. Save my wealth for me or babe of mine a there lie was framed to beggar at the birth bid them loose grasp, give our gold again, or refuse to become partner with the pair oven in a game which, played adroitly, gives winner life's great wonderful new chance, marrying, to wit, a second time. Did he do thus, what a friend were he. Honour he might show, who can stamp out flame it spread no black the brand. Yet, rough albeit the act, as whose bare feet feel embers scorch. Fought grace were his, what gratitude were mine. Such protestation should have been my wife's. Looking for this, do I exact too much? Why, here's the word for word so much, no more, avowal she made, her pure spontaneous speech to my brother the abate at first blush. Ere the good impulse had begun to fade, so did she make confession for the pair, so pour forth praises in her own behalf. The false letter, interpose my lord's simulated writing, Ætis a trick. You traced the signs, she merely marked the same, product was not hers but yours. Alack, I want no more impulsion to tell truth from the other trick, the torture inside there. I confess all, let it be understood and deny nothing. If I baffle you so, can so fence, in the plenitude of right, that my poor Lathan dagger puts aside each pass the Bilboa, beats you all the same, what matters inefficiency of blade? Mine and not hers the letter, conceded, lords. Impute to me that practice. Take as proved I taught my wife her duty, made her see what it behoved her see and say and do, feel in her heart and with her tongue. Declare, and, whether sluggish or recalcitrant, forced her to take the right step, I myself marching in mere marital rectitude. And who finds fault here? Say the tale be true. Would not my lords commend the priest whose zeal seized on the sick, morose, or moribund, by the palsy-smitten finger, made it cross his brow correctly at the critical time? Or answered for the inarticulate babe at baptism, in its stead declared the faith, and saved what else would perish unprofessed? True, the incapable hand may rally yet, renounce the sign with renovated strength, the babe may grow up man and Molinist, and so Pompilia, set in the good path and left to go alone there, soon might see that. Too frank forward, all too simple straight her step was, and declined to tread the rough, when here lay, tempting foot, the meadow side, and there the coppice called with singing birds. Soon she discovered she was young and fair, that many in Arezzo knew as much. Yes, this next cup of bitterness, my lords, had to begin go filling, drop by drop, its measure up of full disgust for me, filtered into by every noisome drain thereÆs sink toward which all moisture runs. Would not you prophesy Osh on whose brow is stamped oath note of the imputation that we know, o rightly or wrongly mothered with a whore, Ossic and one, to disprove the frightful charge, O thought will she but exaggerate chastity, or in excessive wifehood, as it were, or announce even levity's permitted youth? Are thou not youth struck to age by a thunderbolt? O cry a wolf the sheepfold, whereas the sheep dares bleat, O knowing the shepherd listens for a growl. Oh, so you expect? How did the devil decree? Why, my lords, just the contrary of course. It was in the house from the window, at the church from the hassock, where the theatre lent its lodge, or staging for the public show left space, that still Pompilia needs must find herself launching her looks forth, letting looks reply as arrows to a challenge. On all sides ever new contribution to her lap, till one day, what is it knocks at my clenched teeth but the cup full? Curse collected all for me? And I must needs drink this Galante's praise, that Mignone's prayer, the other Fopé's reproach, and come at the dregs to Caponsacchi. Sirs, I, chin deep in a marsh of misery, struggling to extricate my name and fame and fortune from the marsh would drown them all. My face the sole unstrangled part of me, I must have. This new gadfly in that face, must free me from the attacking lover too. Men say I battled ungracefully enough was harsh, uncouth and ludicrous beyond the proper part the husband. Have it so. Your lordships are considerate, at least you order me to speak in my defense plainly. Expect no quavering tuneful trills as when you bid a singer solace you, nor look that I shall give it, for a grace, stands peed in uno. You remember well in the one case, Ætis a plainsong too severe, this story of my wrongs, and that I ache and need a chair, in the other. Ask you me why, when I felt this trouble flap my face, already pricked with every shame could perch, when, with her parents, my wife plagued me. 2. Why I enforced not exhortation mild to leave whore's tricks and let my brows alone, with mulct of comfits, promise of perfume? Oh, far from that. No, you took the opposite course. Oh, breathed threatenings, rage and slaughter. Oh, what you will. And the end has come. The doom is verily here, unhindered by the threatening. See theEs flare full on each face of the dead guilty three. Look at them well, and now, lords, look at this. Tell me, if on that day when I found first that Caponsacchi thought the nearest way to his church was some half-mile round by my door, and that he so admired, shall I suppose, the manner of the swallowsay come and go between the props the window overhead, that window happening to be my wife's, as to stand gazing by the hour on high, of May eves, while she sat and let him smile, if I, instead of threatening, talking big, showing hair powder, a prodigious pinch, for poison in a bottle, making believe at desperate doings with a bauble sword, and other bugaboo and baby work, had, with the vulgarest household implement, calmly and quietly cut off, clean throw a bone, but one joint of one finger of my wife, saying for listening to the serenade, he raise your ring finger shorter a full third. Certain I will slice away next joint. One next time that anybody underneath seems somehow to be sauntering as he hoped a flower would eddy out of your hand to his while you please fidget with the branch above the rose tree in the terrace. Had I done so, why, there had followed a quick sharp scream, some pain, much calling for plaister, damage to the dress, a somewhat sulky countenance next day, perhaps reproaches, but reflections too. I had hear much of harm that Malchus did after the incident of the year, my lords. St. Peter took the efficacious way. Malchus was sore but silenced for his life. He did not hang himself the thereÄs field like Judas, who was trusted with the bag and treated to sops after he proved a thief. So, by this time, my true and obedient wife might have been telling beads with a gloved hand. Awkward a little at pricking hearts and darts on sampler possibly, but well otherwise, not where Rome shudders now to see her lie. I give that for the course a wise man takes. I took the other however, tried the thereÄs, the lighter remedy, brandished rapier dread with cork ball at the tip, boxed Malchus' ear instead of severing the cartilage, called her a terrible nickname, and the like and there an end. And what was the end of that? What was the good effect the gentle course? Why, one night I went drowsily to bed, dropped asleep suddenly, not suddenly woke, but did wake with rough rousing and loud cry, to find noon in my face, a crowd in my room, fumes in my brain, fire in my throat, my wife gone God knows whither, rifled vesture chest, and ransacked money coffer. Fod does it mean? The servants had been drugged too, stared and yawned. It must be that Our Lady has eloped. Whither and with whom? With whom but the canon's self? One recognizes Caponsacchi there. By this time the admiring neighborhood joined chorus round me while I rubbed my eyes. Ætis months since their intelligence began. A comedy the town was privy to. He wrote and she wrote. She spoke, he replied. Owned going in and out your house last night was easy work for one. To be plain with you? Accustomed to do both. At dusk and dawn often you were absent, at the villa, you know. Where husbandry required the mastermind. Did not you know? Why, we all knew, you see. And presently, bit by bit, the full and true particulars of the tale were volunteered with all the breathless zeal of friendship. Ætis matters were managed. At the 7th hour of night later, at daybreak Caponsacchi cameo? While you and all your household slept like death. Drugged as your supper was with drowsy stuff. Owned your own cousin Gillicini too. Either or both entered your dwelling place. Plundered it at their pleasure, made prize of all, including your wife. Your wife led the way. Out of doors, onto the gate. But gates are shut. A decent town, to darkness and such deeds. A thee climbed the wall. Your lady must be lithe the gap, the broken bit. Torione. True. Otto escaped the questioning guard at the proper gate. Clemente. Where at the inn, hard by, the horse. Just outside. A calash in readiness. Took the two principals, all alone at last. Otto gate San Spirito, which looks the road, leads to Perugia, Rome and liberty. Bit by bit thus made up mosaic-wise, flat lay my fortune, tessellated floor. Imperishable tracery devils should foot and frolic it on, around my broken gods, over my desecrated hearth. So much for the terrible effect of threatening, sirs. Well, this way I was shaken wide awake, doctored and drenched, somewhat unpoisoned so. Then, set on horseback and bid seek the lost. I started alone, head of me, heart of me fire, and each limb as languid. Sweet lords, bethink you. Poison torture. Try persuade the next refractory Molinist with that. Floundered throw a day and night, another day and yet another night, and so at last, as Lucifer kept falling to find hell, tumbled into the courtyard of an inn at the end, and fell on whom I thought to find, even Caponsacchi, what part once was priest, cast to the winds now with the cassock rags, in cape and sword a cavalier confessed, there stood he chiding dilatory grooms, chafing that only horseflesh and no team of eagles would supply the last. Relay, whirl him along the league, the one post more between the couple and Rome and liberty. Ætis dawn, the couple were rested in a sort, and though the lady, tired, the tenderer sex, still lingered in her chamber, to adjust the limp hair, look for any blush astray, she would descend in a twinkling. Have you out horses therefore? Oh so. Did I find my wife? Is the case complete? Do your eyes here see with mine? Even the parties dared deny no one point out of all these points. What follows next? Oh he, that then was the time. Oh you interpose, or then or never, while the fact was fresh, auto take the natural vengeance. There and thus a thee and you, somebody had stuck a sword beside you while he pushed you on your horse. Oh it was requisite to slay the couple. Count. Oh just so my friends say oh kill. Oh they cry in a breath, who presently, when matters grow to a head and I do kill the offending ones indeed, when crime of theirs, only surmised before, is patent, proved indisputably now, when remedy for wrong, untried at the time, which law professes shall not fail a friend, is thrice tried now, found threefold worse than null, when what might turn to transient shade, who knows, solidifies into a blot which breaks allÄs black off in pale flakes for fear of mine. Then, when I claim and take revenge oh so rash. Oh they cry oh so little reverence for the law. Oh listen, my masters, and distinguish here. At first, I called in law to act and help. Seeing I do so, oh he, Ætis clear. Oh they cry. Oh you shrank from gallant readiness and risk, aware coward. The thing is inexplicable else. Oh sweet my lords, let the thing be. I fall flat, play the reed, not the oak, to breath of man. Only, inform my ignorance. Say I stand convicted, of the having been afraid, proved a poltroon, no lion but a lamb. Does that deprive me of my right of lamb and give my fleece and flesh to the first wolf? Are eunuchs, women, children, shieldless quite against attack their own timidity tempts? Cowardice were misfortune and no crime. Take it that way, since I am fallen so low I scarce dare brush the fly that blows my face, and thank the man who simply spits not there, unless the court be generous. Comprehend how one brought up at the very feet of law as I, awaits the grave Gamaliel's nod ere he clench fist at outrage, much less, stab. How? Ready enough to rise at the right time. I still could recognize no time mature unsanctioned by a move oe. The judgment seat, so, mute in misery, eyed my masters here motionless till the authoritative word pronounced amercement. There's the riddle solved. This is just why I slew nor her nor him, but called in law, allÄs delegate in the place, and bade arrest the guilty couple. Sirs, we had some trouble to do so you have heard they braved me, he with arrogance and scorn, she, with a volubility of curse, a conversancy in the skill of tooth and claw to make suspicion seem absurd, nay, an alacrity to put to proof at my own throat my own sword. Teach me so to try conclusions better the next time, which did the proper service with the mob. They never tried to put on mask at all. Two avowed lovers forcibly torn apart, upbraid the tyrant as in a playhouse scene, aye, and with proper clapping and applause from the audience that enjoys the bold and free. I kept still, said to myself, other outlaw. Oh anon we searched the chamber where they passed the night, found what confirmed the worst was feared before, however needless confirmation. Now the witches circle intact, charms undisturbed that raised the spirit and succubus, letters, to wit, love laden, each the bag oe the bee that bore honey from lily and rose to Cupid's hive. Now, poetry in some rank blossom burst, now, prose, oh come here, go there, wait such a while, a haze at the villa, now haze back again. Oh or saved, we are lost, we are lovers all the same. Oh all in order, all complete, even to a clue to the drowsiness that happed so opportune no mystery. When I read oof all things, find o fought wine sir jealousy decides to drink ord wine? Because a sleeping potion, dus o dropped into white, discolors wine and shows. Oh ooh, but we did not write a single word. Oh somebody forged the letters in our name. Oh both in a breath protested presently. Aha! Sacchetti again. O dame, oh quoth the duke. O fought meaneth this epistle. Counsel me. Oi pick from out thy placket and peruse. Ow herein my page averreth thou art white owned warm and wonderful atwixt pap and pap. O osier. O laughed the lady Ætis a counterfeit. A thee page did never stroke but Diana breast. Oth pretty hound I nurture for thy sake. Otto lie were losel, by my fay, no more. Oh and no more say I too, and spare the court. Ah, the court, yes, I come to the courte's self. Such the case, so complete in fact and proof I laid at the feet of law. There sat my lords, here sit they now, so may they ever sit in easier attitude than suits my haunch. In this same chamber did I bear my sores away the soul and not the body, shun no shame, shrink from no probing of the ulcerous part, since confident in nature, which is God, that she who, for wise ends, concocts a plague, curbs, at the right time, the plague's virulence too. Law renovates even Lazarus, cures me. See microsar, thou seekest? To see microsar thou shalt go. See microsares at Rome. To Rome accordingly. The case was soon decided. Both weights, cast the balance, vibrate, neither kicks the beam, here away, there away, this now and now that. To every one my grievances law gave redress, could purblind eye but see the point, the wife stood a convicted runagate from house and husband, driven to such a course by what she somehow took for cruelty, oppression and imperilment of life, not that such things were, but that so they seemed, therefore, the end conceded lawful, since to save life thereAs no risk should stay our leap. It follows that all means to the lawful end are lawful likewise, poison, theft, and flight, as for the priest's part, did he meddle or make enough that he too thought life jeopardized. Concede him then the color charity casts on a doubtful course, if blackish white or whitish black, will charity hesitate? What did he else but act the precept out, leave, like a provident shepherd, his safe flock to follow the single lamb and stray away? Best hope so and think so, that the ticklish time the carriage, the tempting privacy, the last somewhat ambiguous accident at the inn, all may bear explanation, may? Then, must, the letters, do they so incriminate? But what if the whole prove a prank the pen, flight of the fancy, none of theirs at all, bred of the vapors of my brain belike, or at worst mere exercise of scholare's wit in the courtly Caponsacchi, verse, convict? Did not Catullus write less seemly once? Yet doctus and unblemished he abides. Wherefore so ready to infer the worst? Still, I did righteously in bringing doubts for the law to solve. Take the solution now. O seeing that the said associates, wife and priest, bear themselves not without some touch of blame else why the pother, scandal, and outcry which trouble our peace and require chastisement. For complicity in Pompilia's flight owned deviation, and carnal intercourse outh the same, do set aside and relegate oth canon Caponsacchi for 3 years ot civita in the neighborhood of Rome, owned we consign Pompilia to the care of a certain sisterhood of penitents the city's self, expert to deal with such. Word for word, there's your judgment. Read it, lords, re-utter your deliberate penalty for the crime yourselves establish. Your award who chop a manae's right hand off at the wrist for tracing with forefinger words in wine the table of a drinking booth that bear interpretation as they mocked the church, who brand a woman black between the breasts for sinning by connection with a Jew, while for the Jew's self-pudency be dumb. You mete out punishment such and such, yet so punish the adultery of wife and priest. Take note of that, before the Molinists do, and read me write the riddle, since right must be. While I stood rapt away with wonderment, voices broke in upon my mood in muse. "Oh, do you sleep?" "Oh," began the friends at either ear. "Case is settled. You willed it should be so on one of our council, always recollect. allÄs award, budge back into your place. Oh, your betters shall arrange the rest for you. Oh, enter a new action, claim divorce. Oh, your marriage was a cheat themselves allow. Oh, you erred the person might have married thus. Oh, your sister or your daughter unaware. Oh, gain you, that way, liberty at least. Oh, sure of so much by allÄs own showing. Up owned off with you and your unluckiness. Oh, leave us to bury the blunder, sweep things smooth. Oh, I was in humble frame of mind, be sure. I bowed, but took me to my place again. Station by station I retraced the road, touched at this hostel, passed this post-house by, where, fresh remembered yet, the fugitives had risen to the heroic stature. Still that was the bench they sat on, thereAs the board took the meal at, yonder garden ground leaned across the gate of, oh ever a word the Helen in the Paris, with ha. You he, much commiserated husband. Oh, step by step, across the pelting, did I reach Arezzo, underwent the archway grin, traversed the length of sarcasm in the street, found myself in my horrible house once more, and after a colloquy, no word assists, with the mother and the brothers, stiffened me straight out from head to foot as dead man does, and, thus prepared for life as he for hell, marched to the public square and met the world. Apologize for the pincers, palliate screws? Ply me with such toy trifles, I entreat. Trust who has tried both sulphur and sops in wine. I played the man as I best might. Bade friends put non-essentials by and face the fact. Fought need to hang myself as you advise? Paramour is banished. The ocean's width, or the suburbae's length, to Ultima Thule, say, or Proxima Civitas. Whate's the odds of name owned place? Hay's banished, and the fact's the thing. Oh, he should law banish innocence an inch? Oh, he raise guilt then. What else do I care to know? Adulteress lies imprisoned, whether in a well with bricks above and a snake for company, or tied by a garter to a bed post. Much mind whate's little, least's enough and to spare. Little Philip on the coward's Chico serves as though Crabtree cudgel broke his pate. Law has pronounced there's punishment, lesser, more. Owned I take note the fact and use it thus for the first flaw in the original bond. Claim release. My contract was to wed daughter of Pietro and Violante. Both protest they never had a child at all. And I have never made a contract. Good. Cancel me quick the thing pretended one. Shall be free. What matter if hurried over harbor boom by a great favoring tide, or the last of a spent ripple that lifts and leaves? A bait is about it. Laugh who wins. You shall not laugh me out of faith in law. Listen, through all your noise, to Rome. Rome spoke. In 3 months' letters thence admonished me your plan for the divorce is all mistake. It would hold, now, had you, taking thought to wed Orachel of the blue eye and golden hair, found swarth-skinned Leah Cumbercouch next day. But Rachel, blue-eyed golden-haired aright, proving to be only Laban's child, not Lote's, remains yours all the same forevermore. No wit to the purpose is your plea. You the person in the quality. No wise the individual, that's the case in point. You go to the ground, are met by a cross suit for separation, of the Rachel here, from bed and board, she is the injured one. You did the wrong and have to answer it. O's for the circumstance of imprisonment owned color it lends to this your new attack. Never fear. That point is considered. 2. Durance is already at an end. Convent quiet preyed upon her health. She's transferred now to her parents' house. No parents. When that cheats and plunders you. But parentage again confessed in full. Often such confession pricks and plagues you more O's now for. This their house is not the house oin via Vittoria wherein neighbor say. Watch might incommode the freedom of your wife. Obit a certain villa smothered up in vines oath the thereÄs edge by the gate the Pauline way. O out of eye reach, out of earshot, little and lone. O whither a friend, at Civita. We hope. O a good half dozen hoursay ride off, might, some eve. O betake himself, and whence ride back, some morn, a nobody the wiser. But be that as it may, O do not afflict your brains with trifles now. O you have still 3 suits to manage, all and each oruinous truly should the event play false. Oit is indeed the likelier so to do, that brother Paul, your single prop and stay. After a vain attempt to bring the Pope Otto set aside procedures, sit himself own summarily. Use prerogative. O afford us the infallible fingeræs tact Otto disentwine your tangle of affairs, O Paul. Finding it moreover past his strength Otto stem the eruption, bear Rome's ridicule oof. Since friends must speak, to be round with you, oof the old outwitted husband, wronged and wroth, a pitted against a brace of juveniles o a brisk priest who is versed in Ovide's art o more than his summa, and a gamesome wife able to act Corinna without book, o beside the waggish parents who played dupes Otto duped the duper, and truly divers scenes oof the Arezzo palace, tickle rib owned tease eye till the tears come, so we laugh. Owner wants the shock at the inn its comic force, owned then the letters and poetry marum sal. O Paul, finally, in such a state of things, after a brief temptation to go jump owned join the fishes in the Tiber, drowns O sorrow another and a wiser way. O house and goods, he has sold all off, is gone, O leaves Rome, whether for France or Spain, who knows? Or Britain almost divided from our orb. O you have lost him, anyhow. O now, I see my lords shift in their seat, would I could do the same. They probably please expect my bile was moved to purpose, nor much blame me. Now, they judge, the fiery titillation urged my flesh break through the bonds. By your pardon, no, sweet sirs. I got such missives in the public place. When I sought home, with such news, mounted stair and sat at last in the sombre gallery, 8 Vos autumn, the old mother in bed betimes, having to bear that cold, the finer frame of her daughter-in-law had found intolerable the brother, walking misery away o'er the mountainside with dog and gun belike. As I supped, ate the coarse bread, drank the wine weak once, now acrid with the thereÄs head squeeze, my wife's bestowment, I broke silence thus. O let me, a man, manfully meet the fact, I confront the worst o'er the truth, and have peace. I am irremediably beaten here. Oth gross illiterate vulgar couple, bah. O they have measured forces, mastered mine, O made me their spoil and prey from first to last. Ætis have got my name, Ætis nailed now fast to theirs. Oth child or changeling is anyway my wife. O point by point as they plan they execute, Ætis gain all, and I lose all even to the lure o' that led to loss. They have the wealth again Ætis hazarded a while to hook me with. A Havi caught the fish and find the bait entire. Ætis even have their child or changeling back Otto trade with, turn to account a second time. Oth brother, presumably might tell a tale or give a warning. He, too, flies the field, owned with him vanish help and hope of help. Ætis have caught me in the cavern where I fell. O covered my loudest cry for human aid outth this enormous paving stone of shame. Ol, are we demigods or merely clay? Oi's success still attendant on desert? Oi's this, we live on, heaven and the final state, or earth which means probation to the end. O he claim escape from Manae's predestined lot oof being beaten and baffled? God's decree, oin which I, bowing bruised head, acquiesce. O one of us Franceschini fell long since oye the Holy Land, betrayed, tradition runs, Otto Paynham's by the feigning of a girl Ohe rushed to free from ravisher, and found allÄs safe enough with friends in ambuscade O who flayed him while she clapped her hands and laughed. O let me end, falling by a like device. Oit will not be so hard. I am the last my line which will not suffer any more. I have attained to my full 50 years. Oh, about the average of us all, Ætis said. Thou it seems longer to the unlucky man. Lived through my share of life. Let all end here, in the house and grief and shame at once. Friends my informants, I can bear your blow. And I believe thereÆs in no unmeet match for the stoicies mood, with something like a smile, that, when morose December roused me next, I took into my hand, broke seal to read the new epistle from Rome. To no use. Fortified the turn next injury take. Smiled I. thereÄs one has chosen his part and knows his cue. I am done with. Dead now. Strike away, good friends. Or the 3 suits decided in a trice? Against me. There's no question. How does it go? Is the parentage of my wife demonstrated infamous to her wish? Parades she now loosed of the cincture that so irked the loin? Is the last penny extracted from my purse mulcted me for demanding the first pound was promised in return for value paid? Has the priest, with nobody to court beside, courted the muse in exile, hitched my hap into a rattling ballad rhyme which, bawled tavern doors, wakes rapture everywhere, helps cheap wine down throat this Christmas time, beating the bagpipes? Any or all of these? Well, good friends, you cursed my palace here its old cold stone face, stuck your cap for crest over the shield thereÄs extant in the square, or spat on the statue's cheek, the impatient world owes cumber tomb top in our family church. Let him creep under covert as I shall do, half below ground already indeed. Goodbye, me brothers are priests, and childless so. thereÄs well owned, thank God most for this. No child leave I on one after me to bear till his heart break off being a Franceschini and my son. Nay. Said the letter. But you have just that. A babe. Your veritable son and heir lawful. Ætis only 8 months since your wife left you. So, son and heir. Your babe was born last Wednesday in the villa. You see the cause for quitting convent without beat of drum. Stealing a hurried march to this retreat thereÄs not so savage as the sisterhood slips and stumbles. Petro's heart is soft, Violante leans to Pity's side. The pair ushered you into life a bouncing boy. theäs already hidden away and safe from any claim on him you mean to make need him for themselves. Don I it fear, they know use the bantling. The nerve thus laid bare nip it, new and nice. With fingernail. Then I rose up like fire, and fire like roared. What, all is only beginning not ending now. The worm which wormed its way from skin through flesh to the bone and there lay biting, did its best. What, it goes on to scrape at the bone's self, will wind to inmost marrow and madden me? ThereÄs to be yet my representative, another of the name shall keep displayed the flag with the ordure on it. Brandish still the broken sword has served to stir a jakes. Who will he be? How will you call the man? A Franceschini, when who cut my purse, filched my name, hemmed me round, hustled me hard as rogues at a fair some fool they strip the midst. When these count gains, vaunt pillage. Presently. But a Caponsacchi, be very sure. When what demands its tribute of applause is the cunning and impudence the pair of cheats, the lies and lust the mother, and the brave bold carriage of the priest, worthily crowned by a witness to his feet the following age, and how this threefold cord could hook and fetch and land Leviathan. That king of pride, or say, by some mad miracle of chance, is he indeed my flesh and blood, this babe? Was it because fate forged a link at last betwixt my wife and me, and both alike found we had henceforth some one thing to love? Was it when she could damn my soul indeed she unlatched door, let all the devils the dark dance in on me to cover her escape? Why then, the surplusage of disgrace, the spilth over and above the measure of infamy, failing to take effect on my coarse flesh seasoned with scorn now, saturate with shame, is saved to instill on and corrode the brow, the baby softness of my firstborn child, the child I had died to see though in a dream, the child I was bid strike out. For, beat the wave and baffle the tide of troubles where I swam, so I might touch shore, lay down life at last at the feet so dim and distant and divine of the apparition, as it were Mary's babe had held, through night and storm, the torch aloft, born now in very deed to bear this brand on forehead and curse me who could not save. Rather be the town talk true, square's jest, street's jeer true, my own inmost heart's confession true, and haze the priest's bastard and none of mine. Aye, there was cause for flight, swift flight and sure. The husband gets unruly, breaks all bounds when he encounters some familiar face, fashion of feature, brow and eyes and lips where he least looked to find them. Time to fly, this bastard then, a nest for him is made, as the manner is of vermin. In my flesh shall I let the filthy pest buzz, flap, and sting, busy at my vitals and, nor hand nor foot lift, but let be, lie still and rot resigned? No, I appeal to God. What says himself? How lessons nature when I look to learn? Why, that I am alive, I'm still a man with brain and heart and tongue and right hand too, nay, even with friends, in such a cause as this, to right me if I fail to take my right. No more of law. A voice beyond the law enters my heart, quis est pro domino? Myself, in my own vidiano, told the tale to my own serving people summoned there, told the first half of it, scarce heard to end by judges who got done with judgment quick and clamored to go execute her allÄs who cried on at one of us that dig your soil owned dress your vineyard, prune your olive trees, obit would have brained the man debauched our wife, own staked the wife whose lust allured the man, own paunched the duke, had it been possible, oh who ruled the land, yet barred us such revenge. Oh I fixed on the first whose eyes caught mine, some 4 resolute youngsters with the heart still fresh, filled my purse with the residue the coin uncaught up by my wife whom haste made blind, donned the first rough and rural garb I found, took whatsoever weapon came to hand, and out we flung and on we ran or reeled Romeward. I have no memory of our way, only that, when at intervals the cloud of horror about me opened to let in life, I listened to some song in the ear, some snatch a legend, relic of religion, stray fragment of record very strong and old of the first conscience, the anterior right, the God's gift to mankind, impulse to quench the antagonistic spark of hell and tread Satan and all his malice into dust, declare to the world the one law, right is right. Then the cloud re-encompassed me, and so I found myself, as on the wings of winds, arrived. I was at Rome on Christmas Eve. Festive bells everywhere, the feast the babe, joy upon earth, peace and goodwill to man. I am baptized. I started and let drop the dagger. Oh where is it, his promised peace? Oh 9 days the birth feast did I pause and pray to enter into no temptation more. I bore the hateful house, my thereÄs once, deserted, let the ghost of social joy mock and make mouths at me from empty room and idle door that missed the master's step, bore the frank wonder of incredulous eyes, as my own people watched without a word, waited, from where they huddled round the hearth black like all else, that nod so slow to come I stopped my ears even to the inner call of the dread duty, heard only the song O peace upon earth, O saw nothing but the face the holy infant and the halo there able to cover yet another face behind it, thereÄs which I else should see. But, day by day, joy waned and withered off. The babe's face, premature with peak and pine, sank into wrinkled ruinous old age, suffering and death, then mist-like disappeared, and showed only the cross at end of all, left nothing more to interpose atwixt me and the dread duty, for the allÄs. Song, O peace upon earth, O louder and louder pealed O Lord. How long be unavenged? Oh on the 9th day, this grew too much for man. I started up a some end must be. Oh at once, silence. Then, scratching like a death watch tick, slowly within my brain was syllabled, oh one more concession, one decisive way owned but one, to determine thee the truth, this way, in fine, I whisper in thy ear. Oh now doubt, anon decide, thereupon act. That is a way. Thou whisperest in my ear. Oi doubt, I will decide, then act. Said I, then beckoned my companions. Time is come. And so, all yet uncertain save the will to do right, and the daring aught save leave right undone, I did find myself at last the dark before the villa with my friends, and made the experiment, the final test, ultimate chance that ever was to be for the wretchedness inside. I knocked, pronounced the name, the predetermined touch for truth. Fought welcome for the wanderer? Open straight to the friend, physician, friar upon his rounds, traveler belated, beggar lame. And blind? No, but Otto Caponsacchi. And the door opened. And then, why, even then, I think, the minute that confirmed my worst of fears. Surely, I pray God that I think aright. Had but Pompilia's self, the tender thing who once was good and pure, was once my lamb and lay in my bosom, had the well-known shape fronted me in the doorway. Stood there faint with the recent pang, perhaps, of giving birth to what might, though by miracle, seem my child, nay more, I will say, had even the aged fool Pietro, the dotard, in whom folly and age wrought, more than enmity or malevolence, to practice and conspire against my peace, had either of these but opened, I had paused. But it was she, the hag, she that brought hell for a dowry with her to her husband's house, she the mock mother, she that made the match and married me to perdition, spring and source the fire inside me that boiled up from heart to brain and hailed the fury gave it birth, Violante Comparini, she it was, with the old grin amid the wrinkles yet, opened, as if in turning from the cross, with trust to keep the sight and save my soul, I had stumbled, first thing, on the serpente's head coiled with a leer at foot of it. There was the end. Then was I rapt away by the impulse, one immeasurable everlasting wave of a need to abolish that detested life. Ætis done. You know the rest, and how the folds the thing, twisting for help, involved the other two more or less serpent-like. How I was mad, blind, stamped on all, the earthworms with the asp, and ended so. You came on me that night, your officers of justice, caught the crime in the first natural frenzy of remorse? 20 miles off, sound sleeping as a child on a cloak the straw which promised shelter first, with the bloody arms beside me, was it not so? Wherefore not? Why, how else should I be found? I was my own self, had my sense again, my soul safe from the serpents. I could sleep. Indeed dear my lords, I shall sleep now, spite of my shoulder, in 5 minutes a space, when you dismiss me, having truth enough. It is but a few days are past, I find, since this adventure. Do you tell me, for? Then the dead are scarce quiet where they lie, old Pietro, old Violante, side by side at the church Lorenzo, they know it well. So do I, but my wife is still alive, has breath enough to tell her story yet, her way, which is not mine, no doubt at all. And Caponsacchi, you have summoned him, was he so far to send for? Not at hand? I thought some few the stabs were in his heart, or had not been so lavish, less had served. Well, he too tells his story, florid prose as smooth as mine is rough. You see, my lords, there will be a lying intoxicating smoke born of the blood, confusion probably, for lies breed lies but all. That rests with you. The trial is no concern of mine. With me the main of the care is over. I at least recognize who took that huge burthen off. Let me begin to live again. I did God's bidding and Manae's duty, so, breathe free. Look you to the rest. I heard himself prescribe, that great physician, and dared lance the core of the bad ulcer, and the rage abates. I am myself and whole now. I prove cured by the eyes that see, the ears that hear again, the limbs that have relearned their youthful play, the healthy taste of food and feel of clothes and taking to our common life once more, all that now urges my defense from death. The willingness to live, what means it else? Before, but let the very action speak, judge for yourselves, what life seemed worth to me who not by proxy but in person, pitched head foremost into danger is a fool that never cares if he can swim or no, so he but find the bottom, braves the brook. No man omits precaution, quite neglects secrecy, safety, schemes not how retreat, having schemed he might advance. Did I so scheme? Why, with a warrant which Ætis ask and have, with horse thereby made mine without a word, I had gained the frontier and slept safe that night. Then, my companions, call them what you please, slave or stipendiary, what need of one to me whose right hand did its thereÄs work? Hire an assassin yet expose yourself? As well buy glove and then thrust naked hand the thorn bush. No, the wise man stays at home, sends only agents out, with pay to earn. At home, when they come back, he straight discards or else disowns. Why use such tools at all when a thereÄs foes are of his house, like mine, sit at his board, sleep in his bed? Why noise, when thereÄs the Aketa and the silent way? Clearly, my life was valueless, but now health is returned, and sanity of soul nowise indifferent to the body's harm. I find the instinct bids me save my life. My wits, too, rally round me. I pick up and use the arms that strewed the ground before, unnoticed or spurned aside. I take my stand, make no defense. God shall not lose a life may do him further service, while I speak and you hear, you my judges and last hope. You are the law. Ætis, to the law I look. I began life by hanging to the law it is I hang till life shall end. My brother made appeal to the Pope, Ætis true, to stay proceedings, judge my cause himself nor trouble law, some fondness of conceit that rectitude. Sagacity sufficed the investigator in a case like mine, dispensed with the machine of law. The Pope knew better, set aside my brother's plea and put me back to law, referred the cause ad judices meos, doubtlessly did well. Here, then, I clutch my judges, I claim law cry, by the higher law whereof your law oe the land is humbly. Representative, cry, on what point is it, where either accuse, I fail to furnish you defense? I stand acquitted, actually or virtually, by every intermediate kind of court that takes account of right or wrong in man. Each unit in the series that begins with God's throne, ends with the tribunal here. God breathes, not speaks, his verdicts, felt not, heard, passed on successively to each court I call thereÄs conscience, custom, manners, all that make more and more effort to promulgate, mark God's verdict in determinable words. Till last come human jurists solidify fluid result. Whate's fixable lies forged, statute, the residue escapes in fume, yet hangs aloft, a cloud, as palpable to the finer sense as word the legist welds. Justinian's Pandects only make precise what simply sparkled in thereÄs before, twitched in their brow or quivered on their lip, waited the speech they called but would not come. These courts then, whose decree your own confirms, take my whole life, not this last act alone, look on it by the light reflected thence. What has society to charge me with? Come, unreservedly, favor nor fear. I am Guido Franceschini, am I not? You know the courses I was free to take? I took just that which let me serve the Church. I gave it all my labor in body and soul till these broke down the service. Oh, specify? Oh well, my last patron was a cardinal. I left him unconvicted of a fault, was even helped, by way of gratitude, into the new life that I left him for. This very misery of the marriage, he made it, kind soul, so far as in him lay signed the deed where you yet may see his name. He is gone to his reward, dead, being my friend who could have helped here also, that, of course. So far, thereÄs my acquittal, I suppose. Then comes the marriage itself, no question, lords, of the entire validity of that. In the extremity of distress, Ætis true, for after reasons, furnished abundantly, I wished the thing invalid, went to you only some months since, set you duly forth my wrong and prayed your remedy, that a cheat should not have force to cheat my whole life long. O annul, a marriage? Ætis impossible, thou ring about your neck be brass not gold, O needs must it clasp, gangrene you all the same. Oh well, let me have the benefit, just so far. The fact announced. My wife then is my wife. I have allowance for a husband's right. I am charged with passing rights due bound. Such acts as I thought just, my wife called cruelty, complained of in due form, convoked no court of common gossipry, but took her wrongs and not once, but so long as patience served to the thereÄs top, jurisdiction's pride of place, to the archbishop and the governor. These heard her charge with my reply, and found that futile, this sufficient. They dismissed the hysteric querulous rebel, and confirmed authority in its wholesome exercise, they, with directest access to the facts. For it was their friendship favored you. Hereditary alliance against a breach the social order. Prejudice for the name Franceschini. So I hear it said, but not here. You, lords, never will you say ausic is the nullity of grace and truth. Ausic the corruption of the faith, such lapse law. Such warrant have the Molinists for daring reprehend us as they do. That we pronounce it just a common case, autwo dignitaries, each in his degree first, foremost, this the spiritual head, and that secular arm the body politic, should, for mere wrongs love and injustice sake, side with, aid and abet in cruelty this broken beggarly noble, bribed perhaps be his watered wine and mouldy crust of bread orather than that sweet tremulous flower like wife who kissed their hands and curled about their feet looking the irresistible loveliness tears that takes man captive, turn so. Enough. Do you blast your predecessors? What forbids posterity to trebly blast yourselves who set the example and instruct their tongue? You dreaded the crowd, succumbed to the popular cry, or else would nowise seem defer thereto and yield to public clamor though Ætis right. You riddled your eye of my unseemliness, the noble whose misfortune wearied you, or, what's more probable, made common cause with the cleric section, punished in myself maladroit uncomplacent laity, defective in behavior to a priest who claimed the customary partnership the house and the wife. Lords, any lie will serve. Look to it, or allow me freed so far. Then I proceed a step, come with clean hands thus far, retell the tale told. 8 months since, the wife, you allow so far, I have not wronged, has fled my roof, plundered me and decamped in company with the priest her paramour. And I gave chase, came up with, caught the two at the wayside inn where both had spent the night, found them in flagrant fault, and found as well, by documents with name and plan and date, the fault was furtive then thereÄs flagrant now, their intercourse a long-established crime. I did not take the license allÄs self gives to slay both criminals the spot at the time, but held my hand, preferred play prodigy of patience which the world calls cowardice, rather than seem anticipate the law and cast discredit on its organs, you so, to your bar. I brought both criminals, and made my statement, heard their counter-charge nay, their corroboration of my tale, nowise disputing its allegements, not the main, not more than nature's decency compels men to keep silence in this kind, only contending that the deeds avowed would take another color and bear excuse. You were to judge between us, so you did, you disregard the excuse, you breathe away the color of innocence and leave guilt black, guiltio is the decision of the court, and that I stand in consequence untouched, one white interrogati from head to heel. Not guilty? Why then did you punish them? True, punishment has been inadequate Ætis not I only, not my friends that joke, my foes that jeer, who echo inadequateo for, by a chance that comes to help for once, the same case simultaneously was judged at Arezzo, in the province of the court where the crime had beginning but not end. They then, deciding on but half the crime, the effraction, robbery, features of the fault I never cared to dwell upon at Rome, what was it? They adjudged as penalty to Pompilia, the one criminal the pair amenable to their judgment, not the priest who is Rome's. Why, just imprisonment for life the stench. There was Tuscany's award to a wife that robs her husband. You at Rome having to deal with adultery in a wife and, in a priest, breach of the priestly vow, give gentle sequestration for a month in a manageable convent, then release, you call imprisonment, in the very house the very couple. The sole aim and end of the culprit's crime was there to reach and rest and there take solace and defy me. Well, this difference atwixt their penalty and yours is immaterial. Make your penalty less merely that she should henceforth wear black gloves and white fan, she who wore the opposite why, all the same the fact the thing subsists. Reconcile to your conscience as you may, be it on your own heads, you pronounced 1/2 the penalty for heinousness like hers and his, thereÄs for a fault at carnival of comfit pelting past discretionäs law, or accident to handkerchief in Lent which falls perversely as a lady kneels abruptly, and but half conceals her neck. I acquiesce for my part, punished, though by a pinpoint scratch, means guilty. Guilty means what have I been but innocent hitherto? Anyhow, here the offense, being punished, ends. Ends? For you deemed so, did you not, sweet lords? That was, throughout the veritable aim the sentence light or heavy, to redress recognized wrong? You righted me, I think? Well then, what if I, at this last of all, demonstrate you, as my whole pleading proves, no particle of wrong received thereby one atom of right? That cure grew worse disease? That in the process you call justice donio all along you have nipped away just inch by inch the creeping climbing length of plague breaking my tree of life from root to branch, and left me, after all and every act of your interference, lightened of what load? At liberty wherein? Mere words and wind. Oh now I was saved. Now I should feel no more hot breath, find a respite from fixed eye-owned vibrant tongue. Oh why, scarce your back was turned, there was the reptile, that feigned death at first, renewing its detested spire and spire around me, rising to such heights of hate that, so far from mere purpose now to crush and coil itself on the remains of me, body and mind, and their flesh fang content. Its aim is now to evoke life from death, make me anew, satisfy in my son the hunger I may feed but never sat, tormented on to perpetuity, my son, whom, dead, I shall know, understand, feel, hear, see, never more escape the sight in heaven thereÄs turned to hell, or hell returned, so, rather, say, to this same earth again, molded into the image and made one, fashioned of soul as featured like in face, first taught to laugh and lisp and stand and go by that thief, poisoner, and adulteress I call Pompilia, he calls sacred name, be unpronounced, be unpolluted here, and last led up to the glory and prize of hate by his foster father, Caponsacchia's self, the perjured priest, pink of conspirators, tricksters and knaves, yet polished superfine, manhood to model adolescence by. Lords, look on me, declare, when, what I show, is nothing more nor less than what you deemed and doled me out for justice, what did you say? For reparation, restitution and more, will you not thank, praise, bid me to your breasts for having done the thing you thought to do, and thoroughly trampled out thereÄs life at last? I have heightened phrase to make your soft speech serve, doubled the blow you but essayed to strike, carried into effect your mandate here that else had fallen to ground. Mere duty done, oversight of the master just supplied by zeal the servant. I, being used to serve, have simply. What is it they charge me with? Blackened again, made legible once more your own decree, not permanently writ, rightly conceived but all too faintly traced. It reads efficient, now, comminatory, a terror to the wicked, answers to the mood the magistrate, the mind of law. Absolve, then, me, lleis mere executant. Protect your own defender, save me, sirs. Give me my life, give me my liberty, my good name and my civic rights again. It would be too fond, too complacent play into the hands the devil, should we lose the game here, I for God. A soldier bee that yields his life, exenterate with the stroke the sting that saves the hive. I need that life, oh, never fear. Ye'll find life plenty use though it should last 5 years more, aches and all. For, first thing, thereÆs the mother's age to help let her come break her heart upon my breast, not on the blank stone of my nameless tomb. The fugitive brother has to be bidden back to the old routine, repugnant to the tread of daily suit and service to the church. Throw a jibe and jest, those stones that Shimei flung. I, and the spirit-broken youth at home, the awe-struck altar ministrant, shall make amends for faith now palsied at the source, shall see truth yet triumphant, justice yet a victor in the battle of this world. Give me for last, best gift, my son again, whom law makes mine. I take him at your word, mine be he, by miraculous mercy, Lords. Let me lift up his youth and innocence to purify my palace, room by room purged of the memories, lend from his bright brow light to the old proud paladin my sire shrunk now for shame into the darkest shade o'er the tapestry, showed him once and shrouds him now. Then may we, strong from that rekindled smile, go forward, face new times, the better day. And when, in times made better through your brave decision now, might but utopia be. Rome rife with honest women and strong men, manners reformed, old habits back once more, customs that recognize the standard worth, the wholesome household rule in force again, husbands once more God's representative, wives like the typical spouse once more, and priests no longer men of Belial, with no aim at leading silly women captive, but of rising to such duties as yours now. Then will I set my son at my right hand and tell his thereÆs story to this point. Adding oth task seemed superhuman, still I dared and did it, trusting God and law. Owned they approved of me. Give praise to both. Oh, and if, for answer, he shall stoop to kiss my hand, and peradventure start thereat, I engage to smile. That was an accident the necessary process. Just a trip the torture irons in their search for truth. Hardly misfortune, and no fault at all. Oh.